Hey everybody, it's Steve with Sky194, and I appreciate you taking the time to stop by my channel and check out my video. And we are here at Nurburgring, and Kellen asked for a setup a long time ago. I guess I forgot about it. He said I was gonna do a setup for the Aston Martin here at Nurburgring, and I just forgot about it, just never did it. And I needed to practice here anyway because I've been probably one of my weaker tracks. So I spent a good amount of time doing a setup here for the Aston Martin. So let's do a few laps, look at the setup, do this, get going on this. Let's look at the other view here. Here we go. Start the first lap. That was a 155.93, that lap I just finished. And of course, I'm usually stop braking at right here around the 100. You know, either a little before, a little after. I try to hold it left and then pull it down so I can get a better drive going through here instead of slowly turning in. And I hold it tight there, run it out wide here, and then right here where this line, where this changes here from the green to the pavement, is my brake marker for this next left-hand turn. So that's what I use for the brake marker. Down to first, hold it tight. I try to hold it tight to the left and then bring it back right. And of course right here, you want to be really careful because this is the most common place to get in out of bounds is right here. And this is far over to the left. You probably want to go because, I mean, my right side tires aren't far from the line. So you want to make sure just you're really cautious through here because it's so easy to get in out of bounds. Track warning through there. Go down through here, and then I use this other pavement change right here. I don't go up to it, but right before it, I'm on the brakes. That's my brake marker for this next left-hand turn. Downshift to third, hold it tight, and then basically before this curb, I'm on the brakes again. Go down to first. You can run it wide. And then basically down here, I use this driveway as my brake marker right in here. I'm on the brakes. I could probably gone in a little bit deeper, but you know, like I said, you know, basically right here is you can judge it as far as how deep you can go depending upon, you know, how good the track is. But usually right here at the beginning, I'm on the brakes. Of course, you can run it out wide, out onto the curbing, which is fine. Keep your momentum up. And here I lift a little bit, and then just get, just a little lift and go. And then right up here, right before the 100, is my brake marker for this one. And then I downshift to second, and then I run over this curb here a little bit, back up to third, and then right here at the beginning of this curb here again, just touch the brakes for a second, and then downshift to second. Get back, get back on the gas, run it out over the curb, flat out. And then right here, about 70 or the 80, before I get to the 50, I'm on the brakes for this next chicane, which as I'm going past the marker here, the 50, I usually start pulling into the apex to this first left turn because you don't want to be way out wide or you'll never make the other right. So you'll be in the sand, the gravel or through the grass or whatever. Easy pulling in, cut it both, run up over the curb, downshift and hold it tight and just let it go out wide. That was a 155.58. course, I have my performance overlay in the corner, bottom left corner, in case anybody's interested. Showing what my PC's doing. Yeah, I got a little loose there. That was a 155.39. I think that's my personal best. No, that's really close. Especially for a race setup. I mean, we still have 52 liters, which I started with 64, I think. But, you know, it's got 50, 51, 52 in it now. That turn. Of course, I'm pushing as hard as I can just to see what the car likes and doesn't like. So sometimes I'm pushing too hard in certain places. That's the only way you can find the edge. Push really hard. That was a 155.98. So I was, you know, hovering around there all over the place. So that was a few laps. I did a lot of laps this time, and I worked on this actually yesterday a lot too. So got probably multiple hours in the setup for the Aston Martin. And let's take a look at the setup. I got 26.3 for the left front and the left rear for tires, 26.6 for the right front, and 26.4 for the right rear. The toe is negative 0.1 with the camber at negative 3.6. The caster is 14.5 on the front. And the rear, the toe is a 0.15 and the camber is a negative 2.5. The electronics, I got at 2, 5, and 2. And the fuel, I had 64 liters with the #1 brake pad. And there was some light graining on the tires. You see on the fronts, there's some light graining, but the wear is very, very, very good. So it's just probably just the way the track is and pushing really hard. The mechanical, I got 6 on the anti-roll bar, 60 for the brake bias. Steering ratio is turned all the way down. The wheel rate or springs for the front are 155,000 with a 1,000 bump stop rate and a 1 bump stop range. And for the rear, the springs are 145,000 with a bump stop rate of 700 and a bump stop range of 8. The anti-roll bar is 5 and the preload on the diff is 50. Now, I did have them equal all the way around, but you know how intrusive the traction control is on the Aston Martin. The traction control just comes in so easy with this Aston Martin. And trying to eliminate a little bit of that, it just seemed like, it wants to, I'm not going to say it wanted to just spin the tires up real bad, but it just a little bit, and it would just kick the traction control. And so instead of taking that safety away and lowering it down to where you could have a chance of, losing the car, basically I just went down 1 on the spring rate and the rear. And it seemed to help a lot. It seemed like it'd give it a little bit more grip on the rear tires, so you wouldn't have that issue as bad. I'm not saying it completely eliminates that issue, but I think it helped it a lot. Because as soon as I tried it back and forth a couple different times, and now it always go back to the softer, because it seemed like it would come out of the corners better, so, and hook up and not get on, not engage that TC. So let's move on. The shocks for the front are 22, 15, 25, and 23. And the rear, they're 20, 15, 24, and 21. The aero, I have 57 for the front, and the ride height for the rear is 75 with a 7 rear wing and a 4 and a 3 in the brake ducts. And of course, the brake ducts and the tires are always subject to change to go along with the temperatures. And of course, the track is right around 24 to 26 degrees. And the wind is very light, and that's how I try to always do all my setups, to try to keep them as even as possible. And the front aero variation was 1.9 to the positive, so, and I think it works really well, and very solid, stable setup, and quick. But I mean, obviously, if you push super duper hard, just like I was pushing for everything it had, you're probably going to burn the tires up a little faster compared to maybe if you back it down into the high 55s or something like that, more consistently, or low 56s. You could probably go and keep that pace for a lot longer. So I just wanted to get that out. So I sure hope that I can get the feedback and any comments, and I hope you all enjoy it and it works good for you. And please hit the thumbs up. It really makes a big difference with the channel. And also me doing more setups for different cars, and also if you subscribe and hit the bell to be notified of any more new videos, it sure would help. And I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers out there. Thank you so much, and I hope you all come back soon. Y'all take care. See ya.